see in the future. It's not the physical eyes. I'm not talking about motivational speaking. I'm not talking about hope. I'm not talking about faith. I am talking about spiritual sight, which only come in the place of prayer. There are things God has showed us that we look at where we are and the nonsense the devil is doing, and we tell the devil, you are a liar. I see what God is bringing. I know why, Satan, you are fighting. I know why you are trying to molest yourself, because you don't want us to get to the other side. But that devil is a liar. I prophesy upon every one of you, you will get to the other side. I say you will cross over. Jump on your feet, run to 7 people, give them a high five and tell them, you will cross over. You are not doing it. You are not doing it well. Listen. The way some of you are doing is as if you are very well. Do it. Let the person you do it feel your impact. Go to 7 people, say, you will cross over. Give them a high five. By fire, by force. Do it. Lift your right hand and say, I will cross over. I will get to the other side of my destination. Satan, you will not stop me where I am. If you are not in church on Thursday, you go by the city. I tell you, church, the reason why the enemy is coming against you as hard as he is because of what you are carrying. Satan does not come against people who carry nothing. You carry a purpose, you carry a program. The devil doesn't want you to give birth to that program. And I declare to the devil this morning, that program will not be aborted. The purpose of God for your life will not be aborted. You will deliver God's agenda. You will deliver God's agenda. God's program for your life shall be fulfilled. Lift your voice and shout, it will happen. So if the devil is not coming after you, there is nothing about you that is a threat to Satan. That should give you concern. You need to go back to God and say, what is the problem? Because every time, I said to one woman who came to me and said, out of all my 5 children, this girl, and I said to her, watch that girl. The reason why the devil will not let that girl be is because of where she's going to. Satan doesn't want her to get there. The other children are no threat to Satan. Satan is a spirit. And I told you on Thursday, our battle is against entity without flesh and blood. We are in a warfare. We are fighting beings who don't have flesh, who don't have blood. They are spirits. Like I said in my book, I must win this fight. You can fight what you see, is okay. But how do you fight what you can't see? And yet you are in a fight. You are in a boxing ring with another man that you can see. You can dodge his punches. You know where to get him. But how can you fight a man in a ring? They say, they say round 1. You can't see the person. You can't see the person. And yet you can hear the feet of a man in the ring. If you don't have the laser of discernment, you are knocked out already. The man will bring you down. That is why many Christians are defeated. We are fighting a battle with beings that don't have flesh and blood. What did Ephesians 6 verse 12 say? We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers, spiritual wickedness in high places. You need to be high sensitive to be able to overcome them. How do you do that? On the knees of prayer. How can you explain a man who has gone to the native doctor, received charm, and that man is the one who shows you love and care in the physical, so to speak? He comes to you with an open arm, and yet he was told in the realms of the spirit, if only you can hug her, if only you can touch him, if only you can touch his car, we can kill him. And then they come to you, and then here you are, a child of God. Your prayer life is dead. Your spiritual antenna is dead. You can't tell. Even when people tell you something is wrong, will you get out? Somebody I know very well. But when your spirit is at work, greater is he that is in you than he that comes against you. They might come and shake you and you might not feel anything. But as they leave your presence, they will not tarry. The power of God will bring them down. Can I prophesy to somebody here? Anyone, anything that are disguised against you, around you, to cut you short, after today, they will fall for your sin. Lift your hand and give me a sevenfold amen. Try it louder. 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 Number 7. Jacob, before he wrestled with God, he was bound by the spirit of fear and timidity. Jacob could not face Esau. He was so scared of Esau. He made it very clear and known that the day his brother Esau will see him, Esau will slaughter him. But thank God for prayers. He heard that Esau was on the same path of his journey. And the Bible says Jacob separated himself from his family members. He was left alone. He wrestled with God. He stayed with God until he encountered Jesus. By the breaking of the day, the man who was afraid, fear had gone. Listen to me, church of God. If you pray, fear will leave you. Fear had gone. He made up his mind and said, I want to meet Esau. Where was the fear? By the reason of his encounter with God in prayer, fear left him. Today, whatever the enemy has surrounded you with an intention to intimidate you and keep you as a captive, I decree by the power of prayer, it is broken. Later this year, from the month of July, we'll be having a 3-month course on diploma. The reason we don't do Bible school this year is because of the diploma program. Diploma in warfare. We're having outside lecturers. It will start from July, August, and September. 3 months. And it's only for those who have formerly been through the Bible school, because it's a higher level of knowledge. And at the end of the 3 months, we shall pick some people who shall become pastors. Some are here, some will join us. And there's some who are leaders, because God is raising an army. It is more of practical than of theory. We are not just going to be teaching. We are going to go into practical engagement. We shall learn the laws of the engagement. Practical prayers. We go to the mountain, we go to the sea, speak to the forces that walk in the water. Practical engagement. From July to September. By the time God is done, I see God's program for this ministry this year. The house of prayer, lives will be changed. Your family will not be the same again. Your finances will catapult higher. If you believe God, receive it. Last scripture, 1 Kings 18. I continue next Sunday. 1 Kings chapter 18 verse 42. 1 Kings chapter 18 verse 42. Open it, underline it, and look at it. I am trusting God. From the month of May, we shall start selling the forms. It's an opportunity for everyone in this ministry. If you're a leader, it's very important, it's necessary, because of the next level God is taking the church into. We are going to do that program, because I'm still saying it, because we will not end up in this place at the end of this year. And before we move to where God is taking us to, we must be trained so that we can adequately handle the growth which God is bringing, which will be more of spiritual than of physical. And it must be done in humility. 1 Kings chapter 18 verse 42. Please read for me and we shall stand up to pray as we close. 1 Kings 18, 42. I didn't say 44. Read for me, please.
So Ahab went up to eat and to drink. And Elijah went up to the top of Carmel. And he cast himself down upon the earth and put his face between his knees.
Listen to me.